Doot doot. Spectacle fighters, character action games, style fighters, hack and slashes. Everyone's got their own preferred term for the genre, but these are your Devil May Cries and your God of Wars, your Enslaved, Odyssey to the West, and Dante's Inferno. Games that take a third-person perspective of some sort and focus on the player racking up insane combos as they face countless hordes of enemies and sometimes jumping puzzles. The style fighter is a genre that's faded from the public's favor recently. There are still those, like myself, that enjoy the genre, but you really won't see many AAA takes on them anymore. The last big one to come out was the Devil May Cry reboot DMC, and it wasn't too well received by the general populace. Knowing that, it really shouldn't come as a surprise that the genre hasn't been fiddled with too much since. Until you take a look at Doom 2016, at least. The latest iteration of id's game-changing bit of software went back to its roots, in a way, forgoing the claustrophobic and dark hallways littered with hellspawn of Doom 3 in favor of the more traditional rip-and-tear approach of the original, turning the gore up to an almost parodical degree as it gets the player to revel in the might of being a demon-slaying badass with no purpose in mind other than to kill the damn demons. The game has been incredibly well received since its release, with the exception to its multiplayer. It's been regarded as the Doom we've been waiting for. While many view it as a perfect game, there was a point made, and I forget by who, probably someone on Reddit, that got me thinking about some of Doom's design choices. They pointed out that each of the weapons is, for the most part, pretty much equally effective. There aren't many situations where using one weapon is a better idea than another, and there are some level design ideologies from the original games that aren't seen in the latest. They mentioned that in the older games, levels would often spawn you with a specific set of guns or just one gun, and a room of specific enemies, as if to say, alright, let's see what you can do with this. And that's something that doesn't really exist in Doom 2016. This got me thinking about how the game does challenge the players, and it got me wondering about why the guns you decide to stick to are mainly left to personal preference. Then I started paying more attention to how I was playing. I looked back on footage that I had recorded to just see what was going on. The game goes from arena to arena, spawning hordes of enemies and demanding that you slay them before you can progress forward. I found myself constantly moving around the arena and switching between weapons and chaining glory kills together. I noticed that there was a kind of flow to the chaos, and it reminded me of style fighters. It reminded me of Devil May Cry and of God of War. See, the whole point of a style fighter or character action game is to make the player feel like a badass as they run around an arena filled with enemies and switch between weapons to grow their score and keep their moves from getting stale. There's a flow to the chaos, and in truth, none of the weapons are more effective than others except against specific enemies occasionally. For the most part, the weapons a player will use are their personal taste. Hell, a staple of the genre is being blocked from progressing until you defeat all the enemies you're presented with in a locked room. The only things that Doom 2016 is missing from this formula are a combo counter and a third-person perspective. Apart from that, it's a first-person take on the style fighter genre. This, in my mind, is the whole reason the guns are so similar in strength but different in flavor. The game wants you, the player, to decide how to switch things up and what approach to take for any given baddie. It gives you the tools one at a time in hopes that you'll switch around and create your own flow in combat as you get more comfortable with the weapons. The glory kills serve as a solid way to punctuate this flow, allowing for a rewarding animation to play, giving you some health and a little bit of breathing room as you continue to rip and tear the demons. This is, to me, a pretty interesting way for a Doom game to end up. Based on the reception of Doom, I think we can see that there's definitely room for the style fighter game to come back, and perhaps there's even room for more games in the style shooter genre. What do you think of games like Devil May Cry? Think they'll make a comeback? What about the idea of more shooters like the latest Doom? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching, I hope you enjoyed. If you did enjoy this episode of Quick Bits, please remember to leave a like and subscribe for more. If you didn't, then leave a dislike and let me know why. After all, that's why it's there. Alright, I'll see you next time. Bye!